Hello everyone and welcome to a new reading. Today we are going to do another individual reading for STAYC. We only need 2 more individual readings for the group to be completed. So today we are going to do Yoon, and in this one we're going to check her current energy, her career, her love life, and any healing messages that come through. And with all of that said, let's just jump into her reading. So how is Yoon currently doing? How is she doing? So it seems like right now she's going through quite a rough time, because we have the 8 of Swords, the 10 of Wands reversed, and the 9 of Wands upright. So with the 8 of Swords, there's this energy of someone that feels trapped, someone that in their mind they feel like they can't do something, they feel like they're mentally under their own prison. Usually with swords we're talking about communication, ideas, thoughts, and anything that has to do with the mind. So in this case it kind of shows that she's thinking, her mentality right now is one that is causing her to feel very limited, very stagnant, and like she can't move on, or she can't move forward with whatever it is that she wants to do. So usually with this card, it kind of shows that the 8 swords are surrounding this person, and this person is kind of like tied up and they can't move forward, they can't go anywhere. However, the meaning that usually goes with it is that even though this person may feel blindfolded and they can't see things clearly, there is this thing of like it's still all within their mind. It's not an actual, I guess, there's not a physical manifestation of those worries that this person has. So in this case, I do feel that whatever issues she may have in her life right now, it's because she's overthinking something, or she feels maybe there's some limiting beliefs that are getting in her way. Like maybe she's worried that she doesn't have the skills to do something. But whatever it is still hasn't, is not an external source that is getting on her way. Is more like an internal conflict that is arising for her. Now the other card that we have right here is a 10 of Wands, but it's reversed. So usually the 10 of Wands upright talks about someone that is holding on to a lot of burdens and they're trying to move forward, holding on to all the responsibilities and taking action towards all of them, but it's very tiring, it's overwhelming, and it's a bit too much, right? But with this card reverse, it kind of shows that she hasn't reached that point. She hasn't reached the point where she feels overwhelmed. She hasn't really feel the point where she feels burdened. Either she's already slacking with some of her responsibilities, or she hasn't reached the point where her responsibilities have been affected by her limiting beliefs or whatever's bothering her in her mind. So whatever it is, she still hasn't put herself in a very tight position. She hasn't really put herself in a place where she has to just take action and move forward and push forward. Like, I feel that there's still some room for her to rest if it comes down to it. But the other card that we have right here is the 9 of Wands. So usually the 9 of Wands talks about someone that has their guard up because they have seen a lot of things, they have experienced a lot of things, and they're very hurt, right? So this is someone that is very cautious when they take action because of all of the difficulties and challenges they have encountered in their life. So in this case, I do feel that I don't really know what could be bothering her, but it's an internal issue that is slowly causing her to be very cautious and maybe even slow down a bit in her journey, slow down a bit with the actions that she's taking, because Wands talk about actions. So I do feel that maybe there's something in her mind that's bothering her so much that it has slowed her a little bit in her path towards doing something. She's trying not to take more than she can handle. She's trying to be very cautious about the next steps that she's taking, because she could be afraid of her worries to manifest. So I do feel that that's kind of what's going on right now. But let's jump into the next section of her reading, which would be her career. Let's see, there you go. So what's going on with Yoon's career? What's going on with her career? We have left leg submission, and we have heads with be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. Okay, so with those two cards, it kind of feels like in her career, the universe, her spirit guides, or life is just encouraging her to allow things to happen and to unravel and just break through in a way. So with the left leg submission, it's kind of like life is kind of telling her, you know, just trust that we have your back, trust that we know what's going on, trust that we will eventually reveal what has to be revealed, or put in front of you the people that will be the most beneficial for whatever it is that she wants in her career. But maybe there's some issues going on with her career currently. That could be the reason that's worrying her, something that could be worrying her. I'm not too sure. But whatever tensions or difficulties they are right now, life is definitely telling her to just do nothing about it. And by nothing, I mean not confront these people yet. At least not yet, right? It kind of feels like life is telling her if there's someone that is not wishing well for her, life is telling her to kind of just be cautious and observe everything unfold. I feel that life doesn't really want her to get involved, but instead to just kind of give in to just fate, for fate to do its thing, for karma to do its thing, right? So if there's something that if there's someone she resents and will like to have revenge, life is telling her, you know, hold on a bit, wait a little bit, and karma will eventually get to them, right? Or if there is someone that is already kind of doing mean things to her or something bad behind her back, then life is also kind of like just keep an eye out, don't confront anyone because it's going to backfire. So she's definitely protected in the higher realms for sure. Now with this heads card, we have be still and allow the enemy to reveal themselves. So I definitely do feel that here, this like headpiece that this person has right here, it kind of feels like life is kind of covering Yoon's eyes and making sure that she doesn't see how bad things are, so she doesn't hurt herself, or she doesn't feel too hurt or take everything a little bit too personal. But at the same time, it kind of feels like they want her to just trust her intuition on who's the right people to trust, who are not, who she should get away from. You know, wherever those red flags are, life really wants her to pay attention to them and start walking away from it. And also just kind of allow things to happen. For whatever reason, I wanted to point out that the angel that we have right here, the name of it is Hod. I don't know how to say it actually. And then we have the word heads right here. So I do have a feeling that maybe whoever is bothering her or whatever's getting on her way, it could be someone that has a name that starts with H. I don't know who that could be. I don't know the people in her circle, so I don't know who that could be. I don't really do stuff like that where I look at a repeated letter or number and I point it out as a potential thing, but I wanted to say it because since I don't do that, the fact that it kind of came up must be very significant. So yeah, life really wants, so it seems like in her career something's not really going well, and life just wants her to allow things to unfold naturally. Like they'll take care of it. She doesn't have to worry too much about it. But let's get a little bit more details. So what's going on with Jun's career? Yeah, the Four of Swords. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so that just confirms what we were just talking about right now. So the Four of Swords, this one is supposed to be a card of meditation and relaxation. It is someone that is trying to calm down, trying to go in deep sleep, or trying to nap and meditate to calm their mind, to relax before a battle, to prepare, to mentally prepare for what's ahead, right? So in this case, the Four of Swords is supposed to kind of symbolize for her in her career to kind of just slow down a little bit, to calm her mind so she can have a cool head on her shoulders, to be able to see things clearly, to kind of clear her judgment by resting. So life may be encouraging her or putting her in positions where she has to rest, where she has to put herself to the side, or maybe she's been kind of isolating herself a little bit to see things clearly. And then the card that is right after that is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is Jupiter energy, which it kind of feels like things are going to expand, things are going to get better. It seems like fate is on her side, the odds are in her favor. It really feels like the wheel is spinning in the direction that will favor her the most, and things are just happening the way that they have to. But the thing about that I was talking about with Jupiter, I have a feeling that whatever has to unfold, like this thing right here, could feel like something very bad, right? She's in a bad environment, or she's surrounded by bad people. But the energy that's actually coming through is the energy of kind of like resetting something, right? It has to be it's kind of like life wants to get rid of the trash in her life. They want to get rid of the extra baggage in it. And if there's some people that are not working for her and not working to help her out in her life, then life kind of wants to slowly and naturally bring those people out to the light, bring out the ugly truths that they have, and then get rid of them, in the sense of like push them away from her life, right? So in this sense, I do feel that the expansion will come later, right? After those people that were holding her back, or those people that were toxic in her environment, they will, or whatever. It could also just be a situation. It doesn't have to be a person, right? So if it's just a situation that's very toxic, very bad, and just kind of like brings her down, life is slowly trying to get rid of that, so like that she can slowly get rid of those limiting beliefs and kind of open up to something better, something brighter, and something more beneficial. So that's where the expansion comes in, career-wise at least. So now let's jump into her love life. So what's going on with Yoon's love life? 2 cards came out. Oh, never mind. 3 cards came out. Oh, sorry. I just hit you. So we have the Angel of Snow, we have Heart with Beauty, and then we have Ground with Kingdom. Okay, so what's going on with June's love life? Another 3 cards. Well, I guess there's a lot to say in her love life. We have number 25 with Phenomenon, Be Still and Listen to the Spirits. We have a Poch with Pause in Your Journey. And then we have Yoon. Wait, hold up. Eunoia? Hopefully I said that right. With Everything in Perfect Balance. So far, with the Angel of Snow and Heart, also Ground, I guess you can combine all of them. So with the Angel of Snow, I feel like a sense of, in her love life, she needs just some time for herself. She needs to be in isolation. She needs to think things clearly. She needs silence. She needs to kind of purify herself and come into her senses, kind of clear her energy from other people, clear her energy from environments that she's not content with or happy with, and kind of bring herself back together, back to a pure form of who she really is. Kind of cleanse her heart, allowing things to flow, and also being able to like love herself and take care of herself, and being able to also, by doing all of that, learn from herself what are the things that she loves, the things that she enjoys, the things that she likes to do. Of course, that can be in her, and that will be beneficial for her romantic life, but that will also just be beneficial in her everyday overall life. Now, those 2 things are going to be very beneficial. So there's this Angel of Snow kind of makes me think of like meditating, kind of being on your own and kind of cleansing yourself and purifying yourself. And with a Heart card, Beauty is kind of like being able to be confident again, being able to see the beauty of life, cleaning either her, she's cleansing her mind or her eyes or her heart to be able to genuinely enjoy the beauty around her, whether it's in nature, in her environments, in her situations, and stuff like that. And all of those things are going to be factors that will add up and help her ground herself again and kind of have a healthier root chakra. So being stable, being a bit more centered, being able to work with her physical world, because ground, the kingdom, is supposed to show kind of like our life on earth, right? Being able to kind of work with the physical things that we have in life, the physical limitations we have in life, and all of those things. So by isolating herself and just purifying herself, it will make it easier for her to just kind of ground herself again, and that will make it easier to just enjoy life and love herself and all of those things. So another card that is kind of just adding to the whole meditation or being in isolation is the phenomenon card with bestial and listen to the spirits. So maybe her higher self wants to talk to her, or maybe her spirit guides want to kind of connect with her, or maybe her ancestors want to talk to her as well. And if not, this is kind of like her inner voice, her subconscious just wants to be heard by her. So what this tells me is that she has been ignoring herself for a very long time. So she could be very busy with her career and her work to the point that she has not really taken care of herself. And by that I mean that she maybe has not given her body the proper nutrients, the proper love, the proper care, or at least the one that she will have wished or will have liked. Or she has kind of not allowed herself to think deeply about things so that she truly understands where she's coming from and understand her heart and listen to that part of herself. So there is a very high encouragement that for things to work out in her love life, and this includes self-love, not only romantic love, is for her to just kind of listen to the little voice within her mind, within her heart. Now, the other card we have here is pause in your journey. So this other card kind of also talks about this sense of taking a break. You know, she's constantly moving forward, constantly doing things, as we see with this 10 of Wands, right? Maybe she is holding on to a lot of responsibilities, not to the point that she will break, but to the point that it's still a lot for her, right? Because from the 9 to the 10 is one step away, right? So she hasn't reached the end of a cycle, but she's very, very close to it, and she can feel it. But with the pause on your journey, it kind of feels like life is just telling her, you know, take a seat and just enjoy the scenery, enjoy the journey. You know, she doesn't have to constantly move forward and get things done, you know, go after achievement and achievement, but life is just wants her to kind of sit and enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and enjoy what she's doing day by day, and not necessarily by goals and accomplishments. The other card that we have here says everything in perfect balance. So I do feel that maybe she could be a bit desperate, in the sense of like she has been trying to manifest something, maybe a romantic love, or maybe wanting to feel satisfied and fulfilled with her life or her goals or her career, and life is just kind of telling her that all in perfect balance, right? So even if she is taking action and accomplishing things, she also has to work with her mind and her heart to be able to kind of acknowledge that hard work and not just take it for granted. To be able to praise herself for the accomplishments that she has done, for the work that she has put on herself, and instead of just going goal after goal after goal, right? Win after reward after win after rewards, you know, kind of like that. Life wants her to appreciate a little bit more of the hard work that she put into it, and that in itself is a reward and an achievement, right? Not always like a prize or something that she can get out of doing something. So the end of the journey is not all of it. Also, the journey itself is something to be worthy of celebrating. So any last messages for her love life? We have the Two of Cups. So yeah, this card specifically for this deck is usually talking about someone that has to come into union within themselves. It's kind of like connecting their heart with their mind, connecting themselves with spirit, connecting themselves to their environment, and so on and so on. And we have Judgment. Yeah, but being able to connect deeper with herself and knowing herself better and understanding herself better, it will make it easier for her to have clear judgment, right? So judgment is being able to see things for what they are, being able to see things with clarity, being able to understand situations a lot better, because there's no baggage holding her back. There's no what ifs and worries, and nothing that will get in the way in that sense. So she's able to see things clearly, and therefore she can take steps ahead and move forward. Now, Judgment is a Pluto card, so I do feel that this is just part of her journey, part of her transformation. Judgment is a card that talks about something that is very big, part of our journey, our inner calling, something that we have always, something that we came here to do for sure. So this Judgment card here kind of just shows that she is part of her journey to learn how to love herself and how to come into union with herself. how to listen to her heart a bit more, how to listen to her environment a bit more, and all of those things so she can ground herself. So I do feel that she could be a very airy type of energy, very strong on her masculine energy, and by that I mean that she's always on the go, always doing something, always taking action towards something, like actively taking action towards something, and very airy in the sense that she's always in her head. Instead of listening to her heart, she's always thinking of the more logical thing to do, or thinking of like the best actions to achieve her goals and stuff. And she doesn't really allow herself to just enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, and kind of sit with herself and connect with her heart and be like, is this really what you want? Is this accomplishment really fulfilling and satisfying, right? So I do feel that there's a sense of coming into union with herself is very important. But let's go on to the last section of her reading, which is healing messages. So any healing messages that come through for Yoon's life. So we have Turkey Spirit reversed with give, with gratitude and grace. So with this one reversed, life is really, really encouraging her to practice gratitude and being grateful, because by doing those stuff like that, she will not take things for granted, and that will make her feel a lot more satisfied and a lot more fulfilled. She will not see the journey as something that is stressful, challenging, and a drag of sorts, but she will see it as just part of the process, and she will be a lot more understanding with herself, with her environment, and she will be able to have a clearer judgment instead of being overly cautious to the point that it kind of stops her on her tracks and she can't move forward. Instead, it will give her the clarity and the freedom to continue pushing forward and making her dreams come true, because she's working from her heart and allowing herself to do what she loves and what she enjoys. And by doing stuff like that, there will still be challenges and difficulties, but at least it will be a lot more rewarding, because she's finally doing what she truly loves, what she truly wants, and she was able to enjoy as much as she could from it. So those challenges and difficulties definitely seem worth it, because it is a lot more fulfilling and satisfying. So let's see, more healing messages for June. So we have the Eagle Spirit reverse with Spirit has your back. So definitely this Two of Cups, and which other ones? I guess the Surrender card could be as well. We're kind of encouraging her to connect to her higher selves, connect to Spirit, and by doing stuff like that, it will allow her to see what's out of her control and understand that there will be situations and things that are about timing and are outside of her power and outside of her control. There's going to be things that, as much as she wants to accomplish them and do them, it will be challenging and very difficult, because either it's not the right time, she doesn't have the right people, or she has the wrong point of view about doing something. And because of all of those things, it is very useful to be connected to Spirit, to her spiritual team, her spirit guides, to her higher self, because then she can understand why things don't work out. So when we as people understand how our higher selves work, you start understanding why certain opportunities start working and why other things don't start working. For example, one of the things that my higher self has is that if there's no future with a certain path or something, she just closes that door. She doesn't even bother with me exploring that path, right? And by doing stuff like that, I have slowly learned that I'm that type of person as well, right? Like we kind of my higher self is me, right? So we kind of reflect each other very well, and it makes it easier to understand why sometimes it may feel like there's no opportunities out there, right? Why? Because the right one hasn't appeared, so why even bother with the other ones that are just gonna be a waste of time, right? So I do feel that in this case it could be something similar. Spirit wants June to connect with them, so like that she slowly understands why things are not working out the way that she wants them, or maybe so she understands why things are so stagnant, and so on, or maybe understand why she has to even learn this lesson in the first place. So yeah, by understanding what's outside of her power, she will feel even more powerful, because now she knows what she can actually do. Now the last card that we have right here is a Swan Spirit reverse with time for a deep dive. So yeah, I do feel this is very important, because this is kind of what her love life was talking about, right? in her love life, there's this sense of digging very, very deep within her heart, getting to know herself better, like in a different level. And she kind of got 3 cards that talked about meditation, at least in her love life, because technically the Four of Swords also talks about that. But she got a lot of cards that are encouraging her to meditate and kind of dig deep within her, so she has a very deep understanding of who she is as a person. What are her desires? What are her dreams? What are the things that she truly wants in life? And what are the things that truly satisfy her, so that when she goes in her journey, she can look out for those things, or she can start taking action in maybe careers or goals that will best reflect the things that her heart truly truly wants, and it's kind of calling her out to do. So yeah, it seems like it's very important for her. By going through the journey of understanding herself better, she will be able to love herself even better, and that will give her the balance necessary to maybe connect to another individual that has gone through a similar journey of self-love and self-understanding. I guess self-discovery will be the way. So yeah, so I'll leave that there. I hope you guys really like this reading. I hope you guys found it entertaining or fun, or you learned something from it. I actually really enjoy reading for her. I did not really expect this type of energy for her, because she seems to be someone that really enjoys life, and she seems to be very silly and also very serious when she's on stage. But I technically don't know her, so I guess it makes sense that I would be surprised with what her energy has to say. I do find it very funny though that she picked these cards. I do feel that this oracle decks, this one and this one, are very, very serious. So I do feel that she really needed something very deep card wise, so like that it will reflect the type of depth that she's yearning for within herself. So I find that very fun and very interesting. Now, the other thing that I want to point out is that she has 3 birds: a turkey, an eagle, and a swan. So I do feel that maybe birds could be very significant to her, or maybe she identifies with them, or that's a symbol that she really, really likes. Maybe a sense of wanting freedom, beauty, power, and fulfillment, right? That's kind of what I feel like. Power with the eagle, beauty with a swan, and then fulfillment with a turkey. So yeah, an extra message right there. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one, whenever that is. Love and healing from my part to you. And once again, thank you so much for watching, and bye.